time for testing.
Good day and welcome to the Get Established Show. You're reaching with your favorite internet uncles, Shine, Chilla, D. Jones, and Big. We're going to be chopping it up today. Main topic will be the International Longshoremen Association strike, potential strike. And we're going to get into it. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you guys. There's a link in the chat that will be available if you want to make a live comment or a live question. We'll go from there. Here we go. Let's go.
Well, the big news that's going on and everybody from everywhere has been talking about is tonight at midnight, the longshoremen are supposed to go on strike. And if you've been out in the stores, you've been seeing the effect. You've been seeing a lot of people buying up a lot of toilet paper, a lot of people going out buying up the water. You're seeing them buying up food because it seems like right at this very moment, what's going on, everybody's getting into the fear mode and they're looking at the shortage. So it's like we don't know how long as of tonight when they will have this resolved. It might be a week, it might be a month, we don't know. But right now, we are looking at the economy is going to be ready, might have a shift and change. Now, we're just going to open up and we want people's opinions and just jot down some views of what they think about the situation that's getting ready to happen. Now, from my perspective, from me talking to somebody, I understand that basically what's going on at the ports, it ain't a lot of, because I had a lot of questions to ask myself. And some of the basic questions was like, I'm watching all the people going to get toilet paper, like, Scott's toilet paper, bound toilet paper, paper towels and stuff like that. And I'm like, these are American products, even the Deer Park waters and stuff. I'm like, this is American product. How can this longshoremen strike affect the people? But I didn't understand one thing somebody brought to my attention. But as far as me talking to a longshoreman, he was saying it doesn't really. There's a lot of import stuff that comes from other countries, like stuff like Heineken's, imported wines, and stuff like electrical stuff, some stuff that Lowe's. This is what the main stuff with the ports and the ships that's hovering and not coming into the docks right now that's going to affect. But when I had somebody else, I started learning something. I'm not sure, but it was about the trucking. A lot of trucks are not going to be moving. So whatever's in the store is a possibility. This might be it, as far as the water, as far as the paper towels, as far as the, all the stuff like toilet papers and stuff like that. So now we are coming to something. And the funny thing that I did mention to some people is that around 4 years ago, close to election, we had something going on called COVID. And when COVID hit, the same effect happened. Everybody ran out about all the alcohol. They ran out about all the peroxide. They got all the toilet paper. They got all the paper towels. Everybody was in a frenzy. And see, around this time, every time around election, it seemed like something happens to put the people in fear because we're looking at a shortage and we start running out buying up everything. So now I just wanted to say in this, I want people to call and I want my brothers on the line right here with me to just reflect on what their opinions and thoughts about this situation.
Well, I think it also depends on what region of the country you're in. I know here in Georgia, it's not affecting us just yet the way it's affecting you all in Virginia. A lot of people didn't even know about it. It's been on the news, and I think it became a little more real today. The news was talking about it a little bit more. We haven't hit a situation, at least I haven't seen, a situation where people are running out and desperately buying things just of yet. So I guess it kind of depends on where you live. This feels like COVID all over again to me. Like you said, just the fear that's being put into people to run out and buy all these things. I think if you look at it, like right now, if you just buy what you need, and I remember they were preaching that during COVID, the stores would stock maybe once every couple of weeks, and they had got to the point that they would only allow you to buy a certain amount of things. Like when it came to toilet paper, you could buy maybe 4 rolls of toilet paper. When it came to water, they would let you buy like a case of water. And that's crazy. They were rationing things out because people were running out and just buying things. Like they were just acting crazy about it. And I also want you to remember, let's go back to 9/11 when that first happened. I know right after 9/11, a lot of gas stations were price gouging. Here in Georgia, uh, gas had got up to like $14 a gallon. It was
What?
ridiculous. Yes, yes, the
That's insane.
governor had to come out and speak and tell the people that ran gas stations if they got caught price gouging, they would be penalized. It was crazy after 9/11 happened. Right after it happened, I just remember seeing that, and it's just amazing how when things take place, the fear that is put upon the people, and they run out and they react. It's crazy. And media sources, they just they trigger this effect. Go ahead, Big.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know. I can't say that this is fear. COVID was different. It was something that we had happening. It was a illness, a sickness that no one understood and really didn't understand what the impact was. So it was fear around that, and then also it was fear around not being able to get the materials, supplies, and the staples and the things that you need. Um, I think this time it's just about preparation. Um, I don't. I mean, of course, there's always going to be people that's going to go overboard, overboard, right? And just overly buy stuff. And I just think if you had a situation where um, we're unsure about what's available, the country, this will impact. I mean, because this is the entire, from my understanding, this is the entire International Longshoremen Association that may strike tonight because, but it's going to shut down basically all the ports, which impacts the truck drivers, which impacts supplies being replenished in different places. I mean, other than what's in certain warehouses right now, once the warehouses run out, if they're not being replenished, then it'll be a problem. So if you got the basics, I mean, the stuff that you just gonna need to operate, soap, laundry detergent. I'm not saying food is not essential, food to stock up on food, but if you don't have a deep freezer, you can only stock so much if you got a standard size refrigerator. But what do you guys think about just the impact of what it could be if this thing extends? And it makes me wonder. I've heard different things about why they're striking. I know wages is a part of it. But what do you guys think? If this thing goes 3 weeks versus 3 months, what do you think the impact?
I
Well,
well, go ahead, Raymond.
well, what I'm gonna say, I know the initial, question is, I think that we do get overly excitable about a situation that really is, you gotta kind of feel it out as it goes along. I mean, because like the trucking industry is impacted, but it's not gonna totally stop the trucking industry. It's because the trucking industry, as long as there are local you know distributors and businesses that have product to go out to these different the different areas in the country, there's always going to be commerce, but with this, yeah, it'll be a major impact. um but it's not going to stop. It's not going to totally stop the trucking industry. And as far as your question, Big, I mean, it's going to affect if it goes beyond that, it's definitely going to have a major impact on the economy, of course, or the inflation, of course, because once you have goods that are going to start dwindling, then the prices are going to go up because of the fact that there's a demand for those goods, so it's always that snowball effect.
Well, I look at it from in this perspective, and I mean, Raymond, you know you was right, and I'm gonna just build off what you just said. I look at it as opportunity. I mean, we in America. America's about money. I look at, they might have had this conversation. I mean, really, I know because they knew the contract and the deadline was ending tonight. I know they've been talking about this 2 years ago to a year ago, and they just been counting this down because of the situations what's going on about the money and the Ford moving on. But this is an opportunity for a Catholic Corporation of America. This is what we making money, because we make money when things like this happen, that prices go up. I mean, right off top, gas getting ready to go up. You can count on that. And they might already say we can make a deal, but look, let's hold back for another 2 weeks. Let's hold back for a month, and we can capitalize off this, and we can get some money. We can jack up the prices on the food. We can jack up the prices on the gas. We can how, and we, as when we seeing news and all this is happening, people are gonna be running out there scared to death. It was just the fear of one day of gas. People was filling up gas in plastic bags and it's leaking out, until the people had to get on TV and tell them, look, calm down. We got enough gas. Calm down. You don't have to do that. But it's just right off looking at TV put us right into that hypnosis that we got to go. If we ain't gonna have no supplies. We ain't gonna have no food. Because in our subconscious, we always waiting for the doom day to happen. We always waiting that we know we ain't gonna have enough food. So you run out there, and I heard a story around COVID from one of my friends, and they basically were saying that they seen this old lady goes in the store when this young lady came in there, and I think she might have had a child, but she grabbed all this toilet paper, and this old lady just needed one. She looked at her and grabbed all of them and took off, and would leave one for that lady. This is what you're gonna see when the fear hits, that is a shortage of everything. People's all for self. It ain't like you might got enough and been stacking up, but the fear of not having enough for yourself, even though you got 10 stacks of toilet paper put up, you got 10 stacks of water put up, somebody might not even got but one case left, and they just running out. And then you got this man who got extra money, and he can get all he can grab. He gonna go in there and he don't care. This is like survival of the fittest for people. And when we got this going on, because I'm like, I was tripping. Saturday and Sunday, I walked in the store. I'm like, is this the first of the month? Till it had to dawn on me that the longshoremen were going on strike. People are already out there buying up everything. They're buying up everything. When I say toilet paper, I just went to the store today just to see, can I get an extra case or something? And they was in there buying all they could buy. I mean, if you can only get 2 of these, they were buying 2 sets of that, another style of tub, 2 sets of toilet paper, another 2 sets of different name of brand of toilet paper, and paper towels, and they were just stacking up, running there, getting much as they can. And it's wild, because I know people, the fear of not having something when something like this hit, it's just like, it makes you seem like, dang, it's like Derek said, it's COVID all again. The end of the world is something bad getting ready to happen, and fearful. So people got to go out and make sure they stacked up with everything they need. And I promise you, if this thing lasts on for another month, watch how the store's gonna go empty. Even right now, when we say we up here talking, tomorrow people gonna be flooding the stores. The first they gonna flood the stores.
I'm gonna tell you something. Welcome everybody to the show as well. People have been sending me pictures of store shelves being empty as we talk. So it's not just I don't think we're gonna have to wait to see it. They probably will be able to be replenished tomorrow, and I mean, I don't know the timeline. And we don't have anyone that's a specialist that would tell us what the timeline, what it will actually take, how long it will be a true impact with the ports not running to full throttle. Now, let me say this. There may be a potential opportunity for people that have desired to become a longshoreman. And I don't know if they're going to open it up, but that's normally back in the day they would call what for scabs. Those are people that are not longshoremen that can go out there and work in the port. While
the people hurt, man. Them people gonna get knotted up, mess around with you.
I'm just putting it out there. I don't know.
Let them cross that strike line, man.
There they go.
See if they about that life, man.
I got to do with it. I'm just, they say America land an opportunity, right?
I know. We're gonna see how much opportunity.
Wrong direction for that opportunity.
We're gonna see. Yeah, it'll be real interesting. Hey, man, but this on the flip side, man, this seems like a lot of control, man. A lot of control of the people, man.
You think so? I mean,
yeah, man. It's called supply and demand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, think about it. We go to The Wire, for instance. For those who used to watch The Wire, what happened when there was a drought? When somebody had all the drugs and there was a drought in the street. You remember Marlo had that stash? Everybody, yeah, man. What happened? Exactly. He had control.
Complete control. Hey, Keith Robinson, the personal finance coach, says scabs get scabbed.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Let them cross that line.
But look, it's like we always say when we're in the show. What would you say there when you're in the show?
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
So if you already been on top of this, stocking your stuff up, you ain't got to get ready and be caught up in the scene. So it's like, honestly, for the last 2 weeks, I already been doing grabbing stuff because I think some of us already had information on what was about to happen. I had already been presetting this up. So it's like to even go out now to see everybody running out there, it's kind of wild because they like cleaning up everything. I mean, I know at least here where we at. I can't speak on somewhere else, but I know around here in the 757, they running around, especially in Sam clubs and all that. They grabbing everything.
I mean, if your notion is to stock up on your wine and your liquor, then maybe that might be the case. But
I'm just saying, man.
I'm gonna tell you now. If you're a Heineken drinker, you gonna get your Heinekens now. Was left and start because the price of Heinekens will be. That's an imported. It's coming from.
I mean, because you gotta think. This situation. I mean, nothing happens like that.
Well, that is true.
You know what I'm saying? It's a build up to it. You know what I'm saying? When people do that type of stuff, they setting themselves up for a potential backlash, because it's like, all right, well, what if it is maybe a week or two, and you got a whole stockpile of stuff because you panic and not really allow things to kind of play out a little bit so you can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because everything ain't necessarily gonna be like that. You know what I mean? It's like you said, about media and fear.
Absolutely.
When you pump that and push that, that's when everybody started not using their head. Use your head.
This is the thing, though.
I don't know if it's. I hear y'all saying the fear, but I don't. I guess it could be. I guess
it could be.
I mean, look. Let's not the panic, not the panic.
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong type of fear.
Preparation type fear. It's like not having type of fear. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, well, hey, I ain't got. The toilet paper gonna be off the shelf. You know, I gotta have some paper to wipe my behind, so I got to go out here and get something. Come on.
Well, Chris, I heard you stocked up on everything, man.
Maybe you might not get the 2-ply, but it's always gonna be 1-ply. Now I don't like the 2-ply. I mean, I don't like the 1-ply either.
Hey, that get real dangerous, Shine, with that 1-ply. But Chris,
that 1-ply is sandpaper.
Chris, you said you stocked up on everything, man. Did you stock up on your?
I had to be in there washing towels before I used some 1-ply.
Hey, what they call the toilet with the little sprayer, the bidet, or whatever they call that thing?
Oh, the bidet.
bidet.
Hey, you better get there, go invest in that, god dog it.
I'm still trying to figure out. Did you stock up on your baby oil, Chris? I'm trying
Man,
to
ain't no
figure
P.
out.
Diddy.
There you go.
There you go. Gotta be a comedian.
They had a whole show about that.
Gotta have a boy George up here. Gotta be a comedian, huh?
I'm just saying, man. I mean, your forehead looks tiny over there. I just want to make sure you stock up on it.
What I need, baby, I don't use baby oil. The only person on this podcast who use baby oil is the man that's talking.
But first of all,
Sir used to use baby oil. He's a baby oil.
I don't use baby oil at all, but
we know Diddy like baby oil or what?
I don't use baby oil or nothing. I never use no baby oil.
But seriously, that people are not worried about going out and buying too much shine. They're worried about just making sure that they have for their own. I mean, you think about it. If you overstock, they got family members. You can always, once this strike is over, you can set you up an Amazon store. It's a lot of things you could do if you got too much of something. Yeah. So they're not concerned about that. They want to make sure that they're not running out.
And that's the whole thing. Don't nobody ever want to be lacking or needing. So those who can afford, they go out there and they buy plenty. They buy as much as they can buy. And they're going to continually buy until this is over with. Some people are going to stock up every payday, every week, every other day. They're going to constantly keep buying until they say the strike is over. And some people saying it might be a week. They don't look. I heard that they thinking and wishing that this might not be that long, but we never know.
Well, it's an election year. I could only assume that it won't be that long, but I could be wrong.
The same thing that Keith says. One thing I would say, it's a lot on the table right now with the election coming up, with this strike going on. These are two major things that have trickle effects that'll impact the overall country. And I think when people stocking, also, think about it, have somebody needs something, look out for your neighbor, man. That's one of the things we kind of preach here in this place is, being a village. You got your elderly that can't move as fast and can't do as much. Chris told a story, Chilla told a story earlier about the old lady. I mean, if we ain't gonna look out for our seniors, what are we doing? So we got to make sure, check on, if this thing gets to where it's extensive, check on your neighbors, your elder neighbors, check on your handicapped, your sick, your disabled people around you. We got to look out for one another, man. It's the humanity in us all that keeps us going.
I guess the thing for me, man, when are we going to wake up and stop allowing things like this to happen in our community? I mean, we talked about this a few shows ago, just being prepared, man. Like Chris said, just staying ready, putting ourselves in a situation where these type of things don't affect us. You talk about people stocking up on canned goods, stocking up on water, for Raymond, the 2-ply.
Got to have that 2-ply, man.
I think it's all us, bro.
This is not sponsored by anyone, but let me tell you, boy, that Members Mark toilet paper, that's some of the best toilet paper there is out there, man.
Hey, look, man.
Hey, man, where we got to talk about behind white on the show, man? Where we got to go there, man?
No plugging, dog. No more plugging.
A whole lot of things do with toilet paper. That ain't
no more plugging.
But it's nice and comfy. Let me just say that. I like my Members Mark.
Okay, we get it, big.
But again, we're gonna move it on with the show. The scenario, even for causing this strike, we know that a lot of changes are getting ready to happen. We know AI is taking over, and we know even though we got like machineries, we are cutting people back everywhere. I mean, even though like I think Raymond was saying earlier, and I was hoping he highlighted and started talking about it then, overseas. A lot of things is going over here. Overseas, they already advanced with certain things that they cutting back on the people, and machineries is doing a lot of work. Over here, sooner or later, the change gonna happen. You can see coming in stores, like even when I go to the stores, if I go to Walmart, I can see less employees and self-checkouts. I can see like even when I go to even a grocery store instead of having a bag boy, the girl or the person who's ringing up the food now got to play both roles. So it's like constantly everything is getting shorter and shorter, and we're
You
gonna
don't
have
take your own groceries out.
who? Me?
Yeah.
You say what?
You said the bag. You said the cashier and the bag boy doing it all. Ain't you?
I
Ain't you?
said no. I say when I go in the store, certain stores, if I go like the Kroger's, I can see the girls ring me up. Then she goes around and then she bags up the food. I was just saying they don't have sometimes like it used to be. You have a bag person there and somebody ringing up. I mean, like unless you go into somewhere like Sam Club or you go to BJ's or somewhere that you are even like in Wegmans, you go there. You know they still give you a bag, but unless you're just ringing yourself up and just walking out with no bags, unless you brought in bags, this is a new society and the new system. We gonna get rid of these type people. They're not gonna have these jobs no more. You're gonna just probably go in the store at whatever ID, if it's a chip now in your hand or forehead, or if you just got a waiver card. Some people wave their hands or whatever. You got your items. You gonna and the sun gonna scan everything in there. You wave your hand, or you may go and the door gonna go up and you gonna walk out. It's gonna be a new world. It ain't even gonna be
too late.
Huh?
Already in place, brother. Already in place. They got the stores with no one in it.
Yeah.
You can go in. You either have the app or you put up your debit card or credit card. They let you in. Everything scanned as you walk out, and they take the money off your card. It's already in place, brother.
That's
let me it's in place, but it still got to trickle to the rest of the stores around here.
Let me kind of bring it back to what we focusing on. All right. And pick it back off of what you talking about the AI. Okay, so like we were saying, AI is the thing that's going to be that to replace a lot of the jobs that are in those ports. So because of that, you know, the workers are of course they're going to have a little bit of blowback from that. Yeah, like I was telling you earlier, there are a lot of ports that are around the world that have converted to AI, manned ports, so that everything coming in is automated. So with us dealing with that here, and we're like one of the few countries that still has total work the ports. It's like, all right, well, we're dealing with that issue. So now it's like a tug of war of a fight against what's eventually going to be. And I mean, the jobs is a that's a hard issue to talk about in regards to people that have worked, and have supplied this country with a lot of manpower and to help, the cause of being able to have good service and good work, but one of the unfortunates is that's one of the many industries that's going to be affected by AI.
Well, AI, I think once you look into the AI, you realize that there'll be more jobs created. It's just not going to be just straight out just eliminating jobs. There'll be other jobs that'll be created. But I know that people are used to doing some of these jobs, but they still have to have someone to
labor based,
right? But they still got to have someone to control and manage and supervise the AI situations.
But
that's
even
small
in
a
that,
few. I'll give you I just to be quick, Chris. Mm-hmm. I'll give you a example of, well, D already said that, but I'll say this: Aldi's, the store Aldi's. That's the only store I know that only has 3 workers working there at one time during the shift. 3 workers.
They got a bakery?
Whole grocery store. 3 workers.
Do they have a bakery?
They don't have a bakery. That's
Lidl.
That's Lidl. But again, Lidl's, I can say about them, Lidl's, they have 4 to 5 workers tops working the ship.
Well, what I was gonna say on the note was like, from what I was understanding, chatting to one of my friends who was a longshoreman, he was basically saying one of the reasons is, what they have like the cranes when they have like a gentleman working in the one crane and picking up the cargoes and stuff. Now, one person can run with all the machineries doing the thing. One person can run 3 to 4 cranes. So this eliminates jobs for other people who are just working on one cranes and doing all that. So now you got 4 things running at one time with one person monitoring them, making sure they picking up and dropping them, putting them where they're supposed to be. So now this is like cutting out certain workers. And this is where we are heading. And that's like, we just talking about AI. A lot of people that you may, even truck drivers, we don't know in the future, they might be in a situation that trucks automatically driving by themselves, the way they got things driving and picking up stuff and putting back at the dock. And then you got a robot reading this thing and picking up whatever pallets and taking it and putting it in the trucks. And this is cutting us out the picture totally. They don't have to sleep. Hold on. They don't have to sleep. They don't have to get sick. They can work 24 hours a day. They don't have to take vacation time. They don't have to worry about the weekend. These machines are constantly running. I mean, so and you don't have to pay them. You don't have to pay them. Like, you don't have to pay them no sick leave, no vacation time, none of that. These machines are constantly running. They don't get hungry. They don't get lazy. They don't get tired.
Don't have to go to the bathroom.
But these are jobs that are, like I said, considered labor intense jobs, like jobs that are automatically can be, can be constructed and put together by machines. That's the thing. Just labor intensive jobs.
So we got a comment from Dion Boone. In some places, trucks are driving themselves with nobody in them. I know that they have these centers where they've got people viewing monitors and driving the vehicles from like a call center location, something like that.
Well, I know truck drivers now. Let me just say that I know truck drivers. Some trucks are self-driving, but they do have a driver in there to just, at this point in time, to make sure everything runs smoothly. At this time, some trucks do run automated.
Right. Just want to say this to anybody that's currently watching. We are live at this moment. If you want to come into the chat, make a comment, or be on live with the question, the link is at the very top of the chat. Just click that link. I'll see you pop up, and it will bring you in. You need to have your microphone and a camera, and you'll be good to go. We got one more message that just came in from the chat. Keith Robertson, personal fan coach. Running from AI is a futile endeavor. It's akin to the initial resistance of the computer. Many initially dismissed their usefulness, but now they're an integral part of our daily lives. So I gotta agree with Keith when it comes to that. I just see
the beginning of that statement, but yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Again?
The beginning of that statement, I was kind of like, okay, where we're going, but then I see what he was saying.
But I see what he's saying. It's like I get what he's saying. Sometimes when we don't understand, when we can't see the outcome already, we don't understand it, and we all immediately think a lot of times this is a bad thing, this is gonna hurt us, this and that, blah blah blah. But if you look at it, how has computers enhanced our lives? If you think about it, we compare computers.
You looking at it from like what's the benefits down the line, but you got to think about the person right now that's dealing with the fact that, hey, they're working these jobs, and it's like, okay, well, now I've been working this job 10, 20, maybe 30 years, and I got a lot invested in this. So now I got to pivot and move to another career. And at a tender age of maybe in your 40s, creeping in your 50s, That's kind of a hard thing. And then, especially, you got to think about maybe people that are older and they're working these jobs. And it's like,
So let me
I
ask
deal
you
with
this,
that,
Sean.
that pivot.
Let me play the other side of the coin. You say that, but did this just happen overnight? Did we not know that this day was coming?
Bruh, I get what you saying, but you got to think everybody ain't thinking like how you're thinking. Everybody, it
But
may be like
that's
they got
what.
families and they're trying to take care of their families, and more so that's the motivation for them to get out here and get the grinding.
No,
Not
I
so
got
much
what
of
you're
the
saying. I got what you're saying, but that's the problem in our community. We always are not thinking. We're doers. We need to start thinking instead of being doers. Doers follow, thinkers lead, and that's the whole purpose of this platform. Let's stop doing and start thinking, so we can create our own. That's all I'm saying.
well, I mean, with giving people information on alternatives, yes, that's a way. And telling people that, yeah, when you see a career career demise for you up and coming, then there may be the need for you to start thinking about alternative means of finding a source of income for yourself, or maybe use whatever creative talents or means you got to earn income and start a business. Yeah, that
So
is alternatives.
so
But
so let's
you got to get people in that mode of thought first before you start, condemning those people of saying that they
No, no,
don't
no.
know.
I'm not condemning anybody. I'm just saying, just look at it from a history standpoint. What happened in the Motor City in Detroit in the automobile industry? What happened? The industry was big in Detroit, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what happened is they started outsourcing a lot of this stuff, right? Because they found out it was cheaper to outsource a lot of these jobs. And I look at my mom, for instance. She worked for Ford Motor Company, and she started in Norfolk, Virginia, and she was working at the Ford plant where they were making the F-150. So they closed that plant. They outsourced it to Atlanta. So then she moves to Atlanta. She works there. At the age of, I think, I want to say 55, 56 years old, she done put 30 years into this company. And because she was close to retiring, they didn't lay her off, but they laid everybody off in Atlanta. And those who were willing to uproot and move, they could have went to Louisville because they closed the plant down in Atlanta. And it just, so my thing, there was a trend. This didn't just happen. Luckily for her, she was right at retirement age, so they sent her to the NASCAR team. So she followed them around for the last year so she could meet her requirements to get her full retirement. And she was fortunate, but
Very fortunate.
that didn't happen. We're talking about she moved to Atlanta. They closed down the plant in Norfolk in the 80s. Then what, 20 years later, they closed down the plant in Atlanta. Well, I ain't gonna say 20, it was more like 17 years later. They closed down the plant in Atlanta, and then it went to Louisville. And guess what? The Louisville plant closed. So all I'm saying is, like,
Right.
the writing is on the wall. How many times do we have to keep seeing the same thing before we say to ourselves, we have to be better prepared? And this is not me saying or looking down on anybody. All I'm saying is, okay, the same type of things keep happening in different industries, whether it's AI, whether it's outsourcing jobs, whatever the case is. All I'm saying is better prepare yourself to be in a better situation. This is not 1950, 1960, 1970, where you go work for a company and you give them 25 to 30 years of your life, and then they give you a pension and they promise to take care of you after retirement. That doesn't exist anymore, man. Now, with that being said, there are some companies that have pensions, but for the most part, that does not exist. People are now retiring from jobs and going back to work somewhere else. So all I'm
Exactly.
saying is, do we have to keep following the same pattern over and over before we say, hey, we need to better position ourselves so this does not happen. Because technology is technology. It's going to keep coming. It's going to keep getting better.
Yeah, I just want to say this because I know that a lot of the folks that are in their 50s and 60s, some of them have it's a learning curve
Oh,
that
absolutely.
you got to get over, because a lot of them, especially, I mean, I know, there's one guy at my job, he's like in his 70s, you know what I'm saying, and he's still working, you know what I mean. It's like, it's a to I'm not saying it's impossible, but what I'm saying is you got to think of the mindsets of people at that age, trying to encourage them to learn something different is going to take a lot of effort on their part. And and if they're not apt at learning like that, it's going to be a climb. So when I speak, I'm speaking of for all those people that are in those positions. I know that they're dealing with those hurdles. So I I know I get what you're saying, and it's a lot of programs out here to teach and show them to go to other sources for career transitions, and be able to reach another career that they can go into. But for those that are that are learning, I mean, that it's hard for them to understand and pick up, it's going to be a hard transition. So I mean, it's just the
Well,
nature of the beast.
I want to say this though. It's people out here, man. They got talents, they got skills, and they can be independent without even going through what's going on. They got the skills and the mindset to make money. But you know what stops them? The fear of trying to do it on themselves. They always want to be handicapped to rely on a system. They got to have a job. They got benefits. They scared of themselves because some people don't have confidence in themselves and their abilities, which I know when I watch them, because they could just do something when they need to hustle up some money on a weekend, man. They can make $500-$600 like it ain't nothing, or even a grand or 1,200-1,500. People know how to do work to make money like this, but they rather stay under somebody else who's paying them a little bit of money a weekly, so they comfortable with that. Some people are scared to go out here and believe in themselves to go out here and make money. I mean, if you shut down the system or these computers take over, people gonna wake up and start finding other ways, and they're gonna find themselves doing things to make money. And it ain't gotta be illegal. Some people know how to cook, some people know how to go out here and do handyman work on the side without going working for somebody. Some people know how to go out here and do a lot of different things. I mean, you just gotta believe in yourself. You can't be scared of doing something. I always tell people to have multiple ways of making money anyway. If you got multiple ways of making money, you can bet yourself or be sure that if something lays a cut back or you get laid off for one thing, you still got money coming in. Never put yourself in a predicament that you rely on one source of money. One source of money.
And let me just add to that. Don't sleep on human contact. And what I mean by that is people rather deal with a human being, somebody that they can talk to, somebody they can get answers from, than to deal with AI or deal with any computer. Like when you pick up the phone and you call your bank, you got to go through all these teleprompts before you actually talk to somebody. You want to talk to a human being because they can give you a live answer. And it's the same way with work around the house, whether it's getting your grass cut, whether it's plumbing, whether they don't want no robot showing up at their door and coming in their house to fix no plumbing issue. That's not what they want. And these are things we got to think about. You know what I mean? Right. These are things we got to think about. They want to deal with a human being, somebody they can communicate.
We got a comment from Sonya West. Our culture seems to always be in survival mode. So I think that may be one of the reasons they aren't thinking ahead. They're just trying to make it day by day. And I can agree with that. But and also too, the programming that's been going for so long. The programming of, oh yeah, well, you got to get a job, either, when you tell our kids when they graduate from high school, you got to get a job, you got to go in the military, or you got to go to college, and that's old thinking, because now this young generation that we got now, they are born smarter. I don't know if y'all been around any little kids recently, but they are born much smarter today. They're ready to take on technology and just the way of the world in a different capacity. And there's so many kids out here now, or young people, I should say, that have taken the reins and started to really harness what's available on the internet. And they don't have a traditional job, but they're making more money than what they would if they had a job. So it's about finding your way. And, we know it's a generation that was slightly ahead of our age that became terrified of computers when they came into their workplace. And that is one thing that we cannot do. We cannot let this technology fear us into a cave somewhere. We have to continually understand, as long as we breathe, as long as we walk, we also have to learn. It's just part of the process of being here and part of the blessing of being able to have that. That'll keep your mind sharp maybe in your later years if you're in a process of thinking about, I need to continue to learn. Shine, what you got to say? I see it all over your face. You got something you want to say. Go on and say it.
I'm just saying. All right. Well, let me give you an example. My mother. I tried to teach my mother how to use the alarm system in the house.
Mm-hmm. I
say, look, all you got to do, if anything, just hit this number. They'll turn it off. When they call you, all you got to do is give them the password. Just the password. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. Okay, well, that's good. All right. The thermostat. Let's. I'm just bringing the real,
bro. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, man.
I said, look, okay. Hey, it's hot in here. How you turn on the thermostat? How you turn? And it's one of those thermostats. It's got the digital. Well, I don't want to say digital, but it got the reading. It's got the reading on there that you can see it, and all you got to do is turn it up.
So it's smart. It's a smart.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
I said, look, I'm gonna show you how to do it. Just hit this button. Boom. It'll bring up the menu. All you gotta do is turn it down to hot. We see hot. Turn it down to cold. See cold. If the temperature too ain't hot enough or ain't cool enough, just turn it up. Just look until you see the numbers go up or go down. And every time I get the question, hey, look, how you turn this thing up? How you turn this thing down?
Y'all, I'm only laughing because I done been through this so many times. I'm gonna tell you. Let me ask you this key question, Raymond. That thermostat, is it remote? Does it have? Does it
have a remote to it
and change it? No. Can you, from over the Wi-Fi, over the internet, can you change that remote thermostat?
No, I don't do that because there's no Wi-Fi in the house, because if I were to put Wi-Fi in the house, what would be the point if it's not being used?
It will be being used in that case.
In that case, yeah.
The reason I'm asking you that question is because I done been down this road with my grandparents and my parents, and see people that parents are still very, very sharp and everything, and want to continue to embrace technology. They don't understand. I got people that once somebody told me, oh, you just want to be in control of everything. No, I don't want to have to leave my house to go to their house to turn the thermostat up and then have to leave my house and come back and turn it back down.
I feel you. Because
So
we both there. We both
Right.
there.
Right. So it's
I
a
have to
matter
do
of-
that every time. And look, my father, God rest his soul, my father, he was always interested in learning how to use a computer. I taught him how to use a computer. I taught him basic things, just how to use the email, get on the email, log in on the computer.
Mhm.
And I taught him how to navigate throughout websites. Told him, make sure you don't go on no spam. Make sure you don't. Make sure you remember and write down your passwords and be cognizant of where you go. You know what I mean? I kept him fluent in that,
Mhm.
and I tried to do that with my mother. That ain't work. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
she don't want to.
That's what. That's my point. Where I'm getting to.
Right.
There's
But what I'm
going to
saying
be a remnant of people that don't want to get in touch with what's going on now. So those people, you're going to have to deal with them, the aging and the ones that are still leery of technology, because those are the ones that they're in fear of the fact that technology is going to, I don't know, do something that's going to affect their environment.
Our robot.
Look, I'm gonna say old people, they can be exempt from that, man.
No. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I say
I'll put it like this. I'm gonna put it like this.
There are people that are learning way in their 70s
I'm gonna put it like this. Me and you right now in our 50s. Imagine we here and we 80 years old, and 30 some years technology done changed.
Bro, I ain't gonna want to stop learning. Bro, I ain't gonna want to stop learning.
Now, me and you, hold up. Me and you like, yo, I want regular shoes. I don't want these new shoes. And like everybody got to get them.
Put the new shoes
now
on
the shoes like Air Jordan, you floating in the air with the shoes.
On the
you gotta hit a button to fly. Fly. You ain't nobody walking, and you like, oh, I look crazy as an old man with a cane, trying to hold on to a cane, and you flying in your shoes. I mean, you don't know what technology is going to happen. You want to be able to walk on the ground while the new kids want to float in the air and fly everywhere. You want to walk with your shoes on the ground.
I'm ready to go.
You still want to walk on the ground. You want to be an old man with a cane with some dentures, flying in some shoes.
If I have a heart attack, make sure you got that going zoom me to the goddamn hospital. But I'm gonna fly.
Look, it's a personal choice. And I'm telling you, because I have lived through this with two generations waves above, and I had to do stuff where I could serve them conveniently to me because I was going to be the one. At one point, I could talk to my grandma and say, look, she said, which way I got to push? What's the way I need to push the button? And it'd be to the back door or to the front door. That's how we would do it. And at some point, she would either have burning up in there or super freezing because she done hit the button too long. She ain't reading the number.
Yes.
But that's why I'm telling you, look, everybody watching, let me tell you something right now. Get Wi-Fi thermostat. Don't you buy another thermostat that ain't Wi-Fi capable. And if you're an old person or you're an elderly person, you're trying to help out, if they don't have no Wi-Fi, you better find them some Wi-Fi because it's going to give you some peace of mind and it's going to put them at ease. And that's one thing. If you're trying to be here for somebody and be able to serve them, it's easier to serve in a capacity where we have that. And this is a good question that popped up because Keith Robinson, personal Fin coach, asked, I didn't pop this up earlier, is remote access AI? I wonder. I think, I don't know how you categorize that. I think that's just internet. It's just internet, right?
Yeah.
I would just say that's just internet. What y'all think in the chat?
AI is if you can go in wherever you are and say, hey, look, either it's already pre-automated itself, or you can go in and say, hey, look, boom, I want you to do this, and it does whatever you want it to do.
Right, you program
where you are.
Right.
But it's not.
Bro, let me tell you, this for you, Shine, right now. It's for you. You need to put some internet in your mama's house, and you need to get some You need to get that security system. Well, if you get internet, you probably can connect that.
I love my mama. I don't mind doing for my mama. It's
it ain't
a
about that.
task,
It's about being somewhere where you can't leave and she need. That's what it's about. Because that's what it was for me. I could have been an hour and a half away. My grandma calling me and she's talking about it's 95 degrees in here, man. Burning up.
Let's be real, big. If his mom hungry, Chick-fil-A got the robot that delivers to the house now. So the robot pull up the drone.
Drone.
They got a robot. They got a robot now that'll ride up to the house, pull out front. She go outside and drops the door. She get a chicken.
My mom ain't going outside to pick up no daggone chicken from no Chick-fil-A. She'd be like, "Hey, I ain't going out here. What's that out there? Got that gold thing. Ain't nobody out there.
That's your lunch out there."
Then she'd be like, Raymond, how I open the door?
That's that. Like, yeah. I gotta open the door. I lock it.
All of you shame some old people like that, man.
No, man.
Y'all gonna be old one day, and somebody gonna be talking about.
No. Look, you're not understanding.
I mean, we joking. I know that it's hard for them.
It's not. I'm not joking on her.
Right.
I'm making light of it, but I'm not joking on her. I'm just saying that this is a reality that we deal with when it comes to people that are, and I'm not gonna necessarily say old people, but people that are
stuck in their ways,
fighting against technology. People that fight against technology because they're afraid of it. Yeah, because it's like it's so easy to use it once you get a hang of it. Once you get the basics of it, it's easy to use it. It's just that people, like Big said, they fear the fact that technology is there, and they think that they can't use it, or they think that it's a steep learning curve when it's not. It's just that you got to have the willingness to want to learn it and the time that you're willing to put in to gain a skill.
We got a comment from Keith Robinson, personal event coach. Just AI started in 1950. Facts of just saying. So basically, if that's now, I don't know.
Hold on. Now, what exactly? What exactly, though? But I'm
gonna tell you this. We talk about AI. Think about let me say this. They had self-parking cars in the very early days of cars. That would be considered artificial intelligence.
No, they had electric cars.
What exactly, Devil Dog?
They had electric cars in the 1920s and early 1900s when cars came out. They wiped all that out and went with the gas, and now they bringing back electric cars. They already had electric cars at one time. It's like everybody forgot that. So I mean they was moving up with that type technology, then they slowed it down.
So let me pose a question. Since we're talking about AI, what would be your fears about AI?
iRobot.
We already went through this.
iRobot. The robots turning on you, dog. iRobot.
That's the fear.
iRobot. They too smart. They feel like we stupid. They fight. They kill each other. They're gonna feel like they're superior. We can all chast them. We can all thank them. We can do that. We don't need them no more. That's what I'm saying. We invent something that destroys us. That's
so you get like the Terminator.
Yeah, Terminator, iRobot, all that the same.
Let me kind of bring it.
They don't have no compassion. They don't have no emotion. They don't have no feeling.
You say that about humans.
They got a heart of steel.
But I digress. Look, I from what I was told, what is going to be like, and going back to the longshoremen, it's going to be. What was proposed initially is like a month strike, from what I was told.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but the thing about it is they ain't going back. It might be potentially. Let's say if the strike hits tonight at midnight.
Oh, they said they're striking on the 1st. So
tomorrow the 1st.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. They said they're going.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm just saying potential because. We don't know.
They might be in negotiation.
They said they go.
Listen. I'm just saying for factual information, we don't know. It's a possibility because at 11:59 they could sign they could sign and process and do everything, and the strike, the International Longshoremen has decided against. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. So I'm going to say potential because it potentially could happen or not happen at this point. We do not know. Now, Ram, you made me forget my damn thought. Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I already said it. I said it's going to happen, bro.
If he had that
earbud,
he wouldn't have forgot it. You know,
yeah, the AI would have told you what you were thinking.
What you say, Derek?
If you had that AI earbud in your ear,
going back.
Right.
Go back to that.
Exactly.
Hey, look. From what I was told on this side, the East Coast, it's gonna be from Maine to Texas.
Yeah.
Shut down.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. Everything shut down. So look for a change for a couple of weeks, hopefully.
No, I mean it's going to be gradual. I mean, like I said, you got to think about if you really took the time to look at all those containers that they have in a port. That's a lot of containers, bro.
But yeah, I get that. What if you walk in the grocery store tomorrow and your 2-ply is $50?
Look, I'm good on 2-ply right now, homie. I'm good on 2-ply right now.
That's what I'm saying, Shy.
Hey, look, man. I want my 2-ply.
What I'm saying,
I want my 2-ply. I don't care what y'all say. I want my 2-ply. Got dang on it. I want my 2-ply.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure
you want it too.
All I'm saying is, you walk in the grocery store, Walmart, Target, wherever, and 2-ply $50. You're gonna have to make some tough decisions at that point.
That is a tough decision. That is a tough decision.
You got a choice.
They're like, yo, hey, and that one-ply 25. God dog it, bro. Oh man, what am I do?
I can see you wrapping that 1-ply and folding it.
Yeah. Folding it real nice and neat. Got nigga making sure it's good. Well, at least, and Chris, let me get on you, Chris, because you know how you are about water.
That's right.
It might not be eternal.
I'm ready to saying. If you stay ready, you want to get ready. I'm ready. If you stay ready, you want to get ready. That's all I'm gonna keep saying.
We got about a year supply of water, man.
Like I say, if you stay ready, you want to get ready.
Ain't enough staying ready if you go beyond a month.
I don't drink sodas. I don't drink teas. I'm a water fanatic.
It ain't enough staying ready if you go beyond a month.
I got water. Believe that. Water.
He got water, man.
It ain't enough going beyond a month.
Like Diddy had baby oil, Chris got water.
Y'all got baby oil. I got water.
Hey, we'll see how long.
Y'all got baby oil. I got water. I got plenty of water.
Okay. All right.
Man.
All right.
Y'all got that baby oil like Diddy. Y'all got hundreds of bottles around. I got the water.
Yeah. But look, if you guys have not at this time, I think maybe I asked earlier, maybe I didn't. If you could like the video, share it, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. Hang with us, and we're gonna build this thing as we continue to go and grow. We appreciate y'all being with us. There's one last thing to say.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Get established.
This has been another episode of the Get Established Show. We appreciate you guys tuning in with us on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the conversation. Remember, we'll be here each and every Monday. Looking forward to comments in the section and also hanging out with you guys each and every week. Thank you again. This has been a Get Established Show for D. Jones, Killer, Shine, and Big. We'll see you next time.